And then I also want Jordan Brown.
Yes, guys, back again, Half a Yard podcast. I'm your boy, Jordan Antonio Brown. We're not going to be deflated today. We had a little upset. First game of the season, BallerLeagueUK. And it was a dramatic day, to be honest. I thought we could have done a lot better, but we'll speak a lot about that later on in the video. Let's talk about the event, the spectacle, everything that was going on the pitch, off the pitch. You know, I did get to see a few things in the crowd because I did watch a few of the games before my game. So it was actually quite good. I think the event, I don't know, people are always going to have their complaints and, you know, their criticisms, but I don't actually think they could have done much better, to be honest. Maybe ticket-wise, I think they could have got it more out there to certain communities and made sure they got into schools, because schools, like, to be honest, kids and YouTube and football, like, it's a match made in heaven, to be honest. So I mean, they could have done a bit better with the ticket side of things, but in terms of the promotion on social media, like, they're the kings of everything to do with social media, in terms of the people promoting, people involved, influencers, obviously the managers as well. So I don't think too much could have been done on the promotion side, but obviously the ticketing, I would say, yeah, they could have done a little bit better on that. So my day, let me take you through my day. I do a bit of coaching on Mondays, then took the train down to Marylebone, met my guy Romario at Marylebone, got on the tube, made my way down to Stratford Hotel. That's where we met the Baller League team, the coordinators backstage, got basically greeted by them into the hotel. They had a floor conference room rented up, and you know, you got your bag, you got your tracksuit, and we were ready to go, to be honest. It was quite surprising how they had like a shuttle service. So I was thinking, when they mentioned shuttle service, I was thinking, nah, there's no, it would just be like buses, it would be like, I wasn't really thinking too much of it, but when they said shuttle and then go outside the hotel and I'm seeing a Cupra, electric car with like the Baller League logo on the side, I was like, oh, it's quite decent, you know. All right, man. So we went in the same car, me and Romario, who was filming, and also in the same car as Don Perez, who's on Wembley Rangers, I want to say, but double fact check that after this video. So check him out. Got a bit of footage with him in the car, asking him a bit of questions as well. So check that out. And then we got a player in the front, Wembley Rangers.
What's going on? What's going on?
Introduce yourself, man.
Don Perez, playing for Wembley Rangers. Wait, you playing for Vigo, yeah?
Treble FC.
Cool. Calm. Should be good, man.
Yeah, it should be good, man. Well, I think it's already started. I think, from what I heard, United won 6-2. So, you know, I don't know if that's a big score or not, but it should be exciting, man. A lot of goals, a lot of action, a little bit different to regular 7-a-side, 6-a-side football, and obviously 11-a-side as well. That's why we're kind of here, to be honest, to have fun at the end of the day. So it should be good, man. Made our way down to the arena and got out the Cupra. See my girl Frida there. We've done content with her in the past. Also the last event in Baller League, her draft. Said what's up to her. She was doing bits and pieces there, promoting herself, obviously kick-ups, freestyling, you know what she's about. Obviously got out of the car, paps, you know, all that paparazzi stuff. Obviously I didn't really have on my fit, so to speak, but I had on the tracksuit. So yeah, hopefully I look good. Rate the fit in the comments. After that, went through the arena. They kind of took us through where we were allowed to go. There was a VIP section, sponsorship section. We weren't allowed to go anywhere near there, but the players section, went through there. You got a few people doing media and stuff like that, a few content creators, and then after that, there's a few change rooms where you can get changed in. A few teams were obviously getting changed in there because they had games on before we did. So I dropped my bags off in a room. You know, you got your stamp and your wristband to make sure that, you know, your bags don't get lost. And then after that, went through upstairs. and I watched a few of the games just like everyone else did. I think the game I did watch in depth was RTW versus MVPs United. Very tactical game, very cagey game. I thought there was no one in that game to kind of take the game by the scruff of the neck and basically make the game theirs. The game actually was very tight until the end, and it ended up being or going down to the wire in terms of 1v1s and stuff like that. And I think seeing that firsthand kind of made me think that you need to just have a mentality of like cold-blooded killer mentality where you're not focusing on the crowd and the spectacle, because it's all a bit of a circus, you know. If you're involved as a player, you kind of got to put that out your mind a little bit, making sure that you focus on exactly what you have in game in your mind for the game plan, and making sure that you produce what you've been doing in training and also in your career. A lot of these guys have had careers into the game, but also a few of the other things I mentioned was, I think this is the closest we'll ever receive, or how do I put this? This is the closest we'll ever feel to being actual a boxer or a tennis player. You know, when like the whole arena is watching you. So in the 11 side, you got, you know, 11 other players, 10 other players on the pitch. You got the ref, you got the other team, and like no one's really watching you unless you're really doing your thing or really like the worst player on the pitch. So with this, it's a lot more intense. There's the crowd right there. You had like the VIP section, for example. I see they're drinking their wine and that, you know, watching you with their little, you know, I don't even know what they had to eat, but you know, eating their probably cheese balls or whatever, and they're right there. You know, a few of the players even went into a few of the spectators there. So you got all the eyes on you, and obviously it's 6-a-side, 5 outfield players. So like, it's like one of those ones that you make a mistake, other team can go punish, or like you're not really on point or you're not sharp. Like, it's one of those ones where, yeah, you could get taken to the cleaners real quick. So like, you got to be on point. But having said that, just take all the circus stuff out of your head, because all of that is irrelevant. At the end of the day, it's a football match. You know, whether it be 6-a-side, 7-a-side, 5-a-side, 11-a-side, doesn't matter. It's a football match. And, you know, I said, like, we've all been given this God-given ability to be selected and also play and have careers in football. And we wouldn't be in our position that we are in Baller League if we weren't good enough. So everyone got selected because you can play football. We can play football better than 99% of the country. That's why we have been selected to play in Baller League. So that's just a fact. Take all the other stuff out of your head. And I think, you know, for a few of the guys, that did play a big part in, you know, their performances. So I had a little team talk, got stretched and everything like that. And then we made our way to like basically the warm-up area. And it's like an Astro pitch. Astro pitch with, I mean, the TV's there. You got all the production behind the scenes and everything, and it's quite a small space, and both teams have to get warmed up in that space. So it was very difficult to basically share that space and do what you needed to do, especially like running and stuff. Like, very hard to get warmed up, but your touch and everything like that, it was a very cool surface. Like, I remember watching Joga Bonito, Brazilian team. I think it was like Roberto Carlos, Ronaldinho, and I think it might be Robinho. And yeah, they were like doing keepy ups and tricks and stuff like before the game. So I felt it was quite relaxed, to be honest. Obviously, you got people there, social media, maybe filming you and stuff like that. I remember I see, I think his name Tyreek. He was on Love Island. He was filming some of my bits, like warm-ups and stuff like that. So for some guys, it could be a bit daunting if you haven't experienced that before. But for me, I thrive underneath the pressure, and I need that kind of boost to, you know, get me into the game mode. And if I don't really have that, then I'll probably be flat. I think most of my performances where I haven't had my best of games have all been when, you know, there's no one watching, there's nothing on the line. But when there's something on the line, I make sure that I bring it. I make sure that, you know, I come to party. So yeah. Then, you know, I did a bit of content warm up. So they take you through a warm up on the pitch after the other team has finished playing the other game, and then, you know, you're just little bits passing and stuff, nothing too crazy. Then they bring you back again. When they were bringing me back, they had like a camera. They had a camera in my face. They did a little piece on me last week before training. about Baller League UK, my background, my story, and yeah, I think they finished off that little piece. So maybe that's gonna drop as well, and you're gonna see a lot of that, or a bit of that actually, coming out soon. So yeah,
Not really too bothered about what they do, it's about what we do today. It's my time, man.
Jordan Antonio Brown, 28 years old, and I'm a forward. 8 to 16, I was at Arsenal. Got bought by West Ham for £250,000. Played there for 3 years, moved to Germany, played over there for the second team in the 4th division. As a player, I would describe myself as very intelligent, forward-thinking, direct, and goals, to be honest. Went back in, and then came back out. I knew I wasn't starting the game. We went through tactics in the change room. Didn't know how everything was going to pan out. Didn't know how it was going to work. We were kind of all up in the air, like what's going to happen type of thing. But said, let's see how the game pans out and we'll go with that. So I was on the bench, started on the bench, saw how the game went. To be honest, I won't lie, in the moment, moment by moment, I was getting more agitated, more kind of frustrated, like, oh, bring me on, bring me on, bring me on. I know I can make a bigger difference than what I'm seeing on the pitch, but it's game week 1, so it's not like certain guys haven't seen certain things that I could maybe capable of doing. So yeah, we'll see as weeks go on how it goes, but definitely I'll be giving everything in training, making sure that make every match day squad and making sure that when I'm on the pitch I'm doing my business. But yeah, you can see a lot of the clips in terms of what we went through in that game. I thought maybe we weren't the best tactically, maybe I don't know if it was the moment, we were caught in the moment, or if, it just wasn't our day. But either or, we weren't at the races and we weren't ourselves. And I know next game will be a lot better. So I would say that was definitely our worst performance. Smalls, he did carry us through the game. He did score, every goal barring one, apart from Aaron, our keeper, who scored one of the goals as well. And, when I did come on, immediately, I would say I made an impact. I brought something different. I brought that fire onto the pitch. Immediately got on the ball, asked for the ball, give me the ball. 1-2, cross in the box, nearly got a touch on the end of it. Secondly, my other action, big action at the end, I think last, 20 seconds of the game. Smalls again finds me, take a touch. Could I have shot first time? Maybe we'll have to dissect it in a different video, but the footage is there. So could have taken it past the defender. Could have taken it past the defender, didn't take it past the defender or get my body in. I got my body in, but didn't go past him, across him. I wasn't sure if the ref would have given that. I'm not sure. The refs were quite harsh in the game. But anyway, took my touch inside, tried to take another touch past the goalkeeper. I think there was one guy on the line, one guy making the run back. Tried to place it, hit his foot, saved it. Came back to me again, shot, keeper saved it, went out for a corner. So if you get 3 corners in a row or 3 corners just in general, I believe then it goes for a penalty kick where you run and 1 versus 1 with the goalkeeper and then you have to slot the ball in the net. Smalls was on fire. He definitely should have been the guy to take it. He was very hot and, he played the whole game as well. So he took it, buried it, slotted it. But yeah, I did play a key role in basically evening up the score a little bit and making sure that we had some chance in getting back into the game. So how the game finished, 3 minutes, I was on the pitch, making sure that, I gave my all, making sure I made an impact, which I think I did. And, we went into the last 3 minutes of the game after that, where it was a game changer. Game changers, listen, crazy stuff. I'll even do that in another video because that's a whole video within itself. So yeah, a lot to take in, to be honest. Mark Clattenburg was the referee, funny enough. Who else did I see there? All the names that I mentioned before. Angry Ginge was commentating on our game, so there was a lot of eyes on us, a lot of people watching. I see a ton of people in the crowd, people I know, people that I've seen on TV before, people that I've seen on social media. So yeah, it was good for networking, I guess. If you're in the crowd, networking and stuff like that, it was probably very good for you. For players, if it kind of gets to you and the circus is a bit too much for you, it's probably not the best place for you as a player. Probably best to go and do your work behind the scenes, not on the front stage, because everyone's watching this, to be honest, and you know, you don't want your name kind of being tarnished in a way that if you're not prepared, you're not ready, then you know, it could have a bad or negative effect on you. So yeah, what else can I say really? Obviously, like, one thing I say about like the challenges, I think we need like,
What do you mean by the challenges?
so like
The in-game challenges?
in-game challenges. So like, say for example, we contested a foul. So we're thinking that like maybe we get a goal disallowed for them, but like the referee himself is going to the monitor, which is like, the referee is always going to kind of, I don't know, he's going to have a bias towards himself. He's never really going to be like, oh yeah, I was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially there's not a lot on the line. Like if it's Premier League and stuff like that, then it's a bit different, isn't it? Because there's probably more eyes on you, more pressure. But it's not really a pressure. It shouldn't be a pressure situation, a pressure environment. It's just supposed to be competitive fun. So that's one thing I'd probably change. Like you need like a panel of people, probably a ref, probably a player, and then probably someone part of like the BallerLeague team or whatever who probably does a vote on if it is a foul, if it's not a foul, 2-1 or 3-0, for example, or 0-3. I would change that, to be honest.
How do you think your team performed today?
I think we underperformed. I know a lot of the guys can do much better than what we showed out there, especially in training. What we did show in training, I think didn't look like us. Didn't look like how we can do. You know, I thought Smalls, he stepped up to the plate. Obviously, this is him. He wakes up and does this for his breakfast, 6-a-side football, but still, bigger stage. He still took the game by the scruff of the neck, had the balls, had the mentality, like, you know, the grit mentality, like, to get it done. So I thought if he wasn't playing today, I don't know who else would have stepped up to the plate. I don't know. I would have. But I only played the last few minutes, the second half. But I don't know who else. We need the same thing he showed today. We need everyone to show that, basically. So that's what I want to see from our team next time. And I have faith that we can beat teams. We can play better than what we did. So let's see how it goes, man. Maybe even myself, like for TV wise, like the TV numbers, it might be the biggest crowd like on TV or whatever, YouTube or whatever I've played in. Like people watching me live, you know. But maybe not, I don't know. But it's up there. But at the end of the day, like when you're on the pitch, I don't know. For me personally, you're not thinking about like if someone's watching you at home, your mum or whoever. Like that don't come into your head. Maybe the fans and that does, but there wasn't even that many fans there. Like I saw a couple empty seats at the top. Like it wasn't like full packed out. Like, you know, it was more at the bottom and stuff like that, VIP areas, and maybe you see some faces and stuff. And also, like with this, you don't want to get ripped as well. That is one thing I can agree. But same as if you play on TV in the Prem, or you play in any like broadcast or anything like anywhere you've played, like, or YouTube or whatever, you don't want to get ripped. It's the same thing. So you shouldn't be going into a mindset like you're hesitant or, you know, but it is what it is, man. Frustrating day, frustrating night at the office. Obviously, wearing this Egham kit, we actually got a game to go win the league. So that's my Saturday team, Egham Town FC. One more win and we win the league. Mathematically, technically, no But on goal difference, yeah, they're not catching us. We're plus 30 and there's 2 games left. They would have to win 15-0 both games and we would have to lose both games. I don't really see that happening, to be honest. But you never know. Stranger things in football. Maybe people are paying refs. I don't know. So we got to make sure we do the job today. And then technically we just need a point to seal the deal and making sure that there's really no chance of no 15-0s or no one scoring 5, 6, 7 goals in a game or anything like that. So yeah. Obviously, I've got to let you go, guys, but there's a lot of footage here. There's, we're going to edit this up, making sure that it looks great. Also did a review on the way home, so you can see my immediate thoughts. And we're also going to do a game changer / rulebook video on another episode, making sure that, we do break down the rules, because the rules are very important in terms of how the game does pan out. So making sure that we get that down, making sure that, you understand, because when you're watching, it's a very confusing thing. My mum, for example, she's like, what is going on? I don't really understand this. Other people, also to mention my friends and family, they gave me feedback. I can understand a lot of you upset, angry that I didn't play more minutes, but listen, don't worry. Next week, I can assure you I'll be playing more minutes, because the cameo I produced, there's no doubt that, yeah, I made an instant impact. You need a focal point in the team, so I have no doubt that, yeah, I'll be playing more minutes, and I'll be making sure when I'm on the pitch I do the business. So everyone messaging me, I'm literally copying and pasting the same thing. It's cool, don't worry, there's no stress. I know maybe I could have played more game time, but it's all right, no worries. We go to the next week. It's all new, it's all a learning curve, and we're gonna be better next week, so no doubt. So yeah, having said that, I got to shoot off, making sure that, we win the league, making sure that I do my bit, because, we do get paid to play in that league. And for Egham, that's my bread and butter in terms of football. Obviously, Baller League is a side thing in terms of, 6-a-side football. So I've got to make sure the 11 side is taken care of, and I'll make sure that is taken care of. So I'll see you guys on the next episode, making sure that follow us on all socials, making sure that you comment below, and any other tips or anything else that you want us to talk about. Baller League is here. There's a lot of underground footage, a lot of behind the scenes footage, a lot of things that people might be having questions about. Don't be afraid to ask me. We'll do content on it. I got time to do content on it. So for you guys, 100%. Half a Yard podcast. I found half a yard with you guys. I didn't really find half a yard yesterday, but I'm making sure that we bring it next week. I find half a yard on and off the pitch. We're in the box and we're signing up.